Okay, let's do this thing. Hey everyone, my name is Samuel Maria, and you are now tuning into Fresh Perspectives con Samuel Maria. For those of you watching this video out of total randomness, or those of you who don't know me intimately, I'm Samuel Maria. I am an actor, I'm a writer, screenplay writer, as well as producer, and in general, overall curious artist living in New York City. And so I've always kind of been this person that you guys are going to get to know, hopefully over time. And I just decided that I want to share. I want to share some things, some perspectives that I've shared in the past with friends, and have always, made for very interesting, intricate, detailed, mind-enhancing dialogue. So I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it sparks something in you that makes you see or think or feel something you've been ruminating differently. I also hope that that over time you find it comforting. So we'll see. Though I have no expectations really, other than to allow. So we're just gonna tackle some topics, some things that are common knowledge, and we're gonna try to rethink them in a fun way. We're gonna crack some jokes. And we're gonna also make some serious points and try to give it all a fresh perspective. Yeah, let me know what you think. Comment, like, share, however you feel. And now, for the first episode of Fresh Perspectives con Samuel Maria, a working title, such an actor thing, rethinking the idea of falling in love, aka climbing towards love. I hope you enjoy. Keeping my phone in the other room as I slept so that I woke up with my own thoughts. Highly recommended. And because of that, I had this thought today that I wanted to share with you guys to see how it lands and what you think. Because why the fuck not, right? So I was thinking about this morning, I was thinking about love, obviously. Love. The source of all fucking beautifulness in the world. It's like water. And I was thinking about love. I was thinking about how we're always kind of taught, and told from the very beginning, be it in books, schools, movies, parenting, that the big thing that you have to make sure you do is that you go and you fall in love. That you find someone who you deeply fall for, and that's it, that's the beauty of it. And I mean, it is beautiful. I know that, I'm not married and stuff like that, but I have experienced love at the deepest level. I have fallen deeply in love in my life, and it has been some of the most beautiful experiences that I could describe to you guys. But I was thinking about that concept, right? I was thinking about, I was just in bed, fall in love, Why did they tell us to fall in love? And then that operative word really started to kind of highlight for me, fall. And, I'm kind of someone who likes to kind of challenge the status quo and question why things are taught the way they are taught, if not for just conversation's sake. But then, I got to thinking about that word fall and why we tell people to fall. And then I was like, well, that's a little fucking weird, because if you and me were at a top of a hill or a mountain or top of a hike and we were at the peak looking out, wow, this is so beautiful, I don't think at any point I would look over to you and go, hey man, why don't you just fall? Why don't you just jump and fall? You probably look at me and go are you fucking crazy, bro? I'm not gonna jump to my at least 2 broken legs, at worst death, right? Depending on the height of the fall, right? No one actually says that, you know? Sorry, I live in Washington Heights, so if you know, you know. No one actually says that. You know, why don't you just fall there? So, why are we so encouraging and quick to do it when it comes to love? Is falling in love then kind of an assurance that you're going to get hurt? Regardless of how amazing and incredible the connection is, and how amazing and incredible that person is, and what you have, is the approach of falling in love inherent to getting hurt? Just a question. I honestly just chatting here. But I just started, my wheels were turning on that. I was like, well, okay, fall in love is beautiful. It can hurt sometimes. And sometimes it crashes and it burns and you die. And luckily for us, it's not in the physical sense. And we're in a renewable source of love and abundance so that we can renew and we can go love again, which is probably why we are so kind of, we tend to be so risky with our heart. It's because we inherently know that, hey, I'll be okay and I'll learn from this if it doesn't work out. But sometimes falling in love can become volatile and really do more damage than it should have. And so I started thinking, well, what's the alternative, right? Like, are you not gonna fall in love? And what? And then it came to me, and I was like, well, what if instead of falling in love, we climbed to love? Right? What instead of falling in love, we climbed to love? Follow me, right? So, like, the last couple years, 2-3 years, I've been falling in love with hiking. I mean, it wasn't a thing. I'm a kid from the Bronx. You know, hiking wasn't really a thing. But in the last few years, I've really fallen in love with the act of hiking. Particularly during the COVID season, it became kind of a safe haven for me and for my mind. Anytime I went hiking, it was a good day. And I got to thinking about hiking and deciding to climb. And the cool thing about it is that even from the jump, from the get, the one thing that hiking has is, or going on a climb has, that it initially comes with an active and conscious decision. You wake up and you go, yo, I'm going to go on a hike today. I'm going to go fucking on a hike. So immediately your mind and your body are connected to what we are deciding to do. And usually you have a hiking partner, and that hiking partner looks at you and you go, you want to go on a hike? And they go, I want to go on a hike. You want to go on a hike? And now you're on the same page. And so now you decide, you look up at that, you get to the hike, you get to the mountain, you're like, all right, we're going up there. We're going up there. You down? All right, we out. And so you go and you start climbing, and something beautiful starts happening. You know, you start realizing early on in the climb, all climbs are different. Some climbs, are smooth, have a nice paved path, and other climbs, are more difficult. You have to, more strenuous. But as you climb, you realize hopefully you came prepared. You have your water, you have things that you need, not only for yourself, but for whomever you're with. And then along the way, something starts happening where camaraderie starts building, and you realize quite quickly that while it's quite incredible to have someone experiencing this with you, that you'll never get to the top if you're not able to carry your own weight. Unlike falling, where gravity does the work for you. And you think you're in control, but you're not. But in a climb, you can only go as far as you can carry yourself. And then along the way, the other beautiful thing about climbing in a hike is that you're forced to look at what is in front of you. You cannot get to the top if you cannot focus on the next step. And then you start learning things about your hiking partner. You get to a crossroads and there's a direction, and there's a more difficult path and there's an easier path. And what are you both into? And that person goes, "Hey, we're going that way. We're going taking the hard way." And you go, "Oh fuck yeah, this person decisive. I like that. Cool, cool." And then you guys go, and then you get to another fork in the road, and you go, "Hey, you know what? Let's take this path." And that person goes, "No, no, 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 no." And you're like, "Oh, they're controlling." And then you learn that, but you decide, "I want to keep going anyway," or you decide to settle your ground. But either way, it becomes a collaborative effort as to how you get to the top and what is the best way to get there. And you learn a lot about yourself. And as you're rolling, the beautiful thing about hikes and climbs is that along the way, views expose themselves before you get to the very top. And you can get to a perspective and be like, "Wow, I really like this view. I think let's stay here." And that other person will be like, "No, I kind of want to keep going." And you can decide that, or you can decide, "This is nice. Let's keep going together." Whatever it is, there's always an active choice to be made that comes from an effort to do it, right? And so you're climbing, you're going up, and then you get to the top. And even if the sun is coming down before you get to the top, then you can decide either go back or, hey, let's camp out. Let's go deeper. Let's stare at the stars, or let's start a fire and talk and tell stories. And oh, now I know this person makes me laugh and cool. And then the next day we keep climbing, and either we watch the sunset or the sunrise, and you get to that top of that mountain, having not only accomplished something for yourself, learned something about yourself, but learned a lot about your partner or whomever you're with on that climb. And you can literally go, "That was nice. I think I'm going to go back down now." Or, "That was nice. I think I'll stay here." Or, "That was nice. Let's climb another mountain together." But either way, you have that choice. So I was at, those thoughts started, I was like, "Oh, well, what the fuck? Yeah, there's something there, right? There's something there. There's something to be said there for the idea of climbing towards love as opposed to falling for it." I don't know. What do you guys think? I have this is a concept that I could honestly go on. Like this metaphor, I mean, I could go on for days. And I just do it mainly to kind of challenge the conversation and see what people's thoughts are, because, even, I think because our hearts are so capable, and our spirit can die many deaths and relive, I think we get in the habit of thinking that we not setting those kind of boundaries for ourselves. And even for all those beautiful relationships, because I have tons of friends in stunning, gorgeous relationships, of which they love and support each other. I think the ones that I've noticed are the most successful. Success defined by being still together and being in harmony together, have been not the ones who fell for one another, but the ones who decided to climb up a mountain together. Even if they initially fell for one another, because the heart is renewable, because love is forgiving, they were able to come to the table with a new perspective and say, "I want to actually climb and towards a direction with you, as opposed to falling endlessly with no direction or no view." I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? And in the climb, like I said, it's important to understand that you have to carry your own weight, and that you learn a lot about the other person. Sometimes you'll be on the climb and you can't get through over that hump, and that person will turn around and grab your hand and pull you up, and they helped you in that moment, and that means something. And meanwhile, while a fall may feel incredible, it it's the longevity of a climb that really kind of sets in stone, oh, I worked for this. Oh, I earned this. And that to me is what the key to longevity. Now, you know, uh, you guys tell me if your opinion differs. It's just a metaphor. Again, fall in love as opposed to climbing towards love. I think I'm personally more interested in the climbing towards love. I think I've done my fair share of falling over my life. I've been very fortunate to the people that I have met and the intimate relationships that I've had. But I think now I'm shifting towards a perspective of like, I want to be able to feel out in real time and over time if this is a climb. Um, that's that is for me. Usually, some people quit on you on the halfway through, and then But here's the best thing I think, and I'll wrap it up with this because fuck, 15 minutes. I can't stop rambling. Here's the best part, I think. Even if you get to the peak and you realize this climb was really fucking hard and I don't think I want to keep going, you can go back down knowing, well, at least I got in some good fucking cardio. Because here's the thing about cardio. Literally, cardio is exercise to both expand the capacity of the heart, to make the heart bigger. Literally, the more cardio you do, the more blood your heart pumps, the bigger it gets. So, in the figurative sense, you know that even though the climb was hard, the climb towards love, and maybe it wasn't the climb for you, and there's another mountain for you, you come back down and you know, and you're expanded now, and knowing that, well, now I have more capacity to climb again. I don't know. Just thought.